And I'm going to speed up the live gameplay. They're about a minute in.
I can't quite see the game yet. The gate is the host, yeah.
Yes, they just started. I'm up to 2 minutes. Live gameplay.
And nice. And we're recording?
And we're recording, so
What's
possibly hello YouTube.
Hello, and hello Faith. Clan leader Ballistas.
Yes, with me is my clanmate Zenith. And we have too many people online right now, and I am exhausted from switching shifts at work, so I'm going to spectate this game instead of play because I am too tired to play.
So we've got a 4v4 bamboo with 400 pop, fast speed, normal viz, conquest.
I'm going to start with announcing players going clockwise from blue. It's Ethan as the Persians. Ethan is one of the better players in the clan. He should be very entertaining to watch, and the fact that he's right behind Shania, who is a cannoneer. Cannoneers are a very good clan, so that should be a very, very scary side. Going clockwise, we have Vegeta in the red playing as Celts. He's the player who gets called a noob a lot, but
he's trying, and he listens, which is good.
He has high upside, and he's kind of like a cockroach. He will wall off his base, retreat, and reboom. It's not something a lot of players will do, but he stays in the game and gives his team a fighting chance. In the yellow, we have Prophet. You might hear me refer to him as Fernando because he's changed his name a couple times, and I call him Fernando.
Is he from Mexico?
Nah,
where's he from?
I believe he's Guatemalan.
Guatemalan, cool.
So he's playing as Ethiopians. I guess we can talk more about the civs later because it's going to be a pretty boring start. So as you can see, from the first 4 people we've looked at, the purpose of Dark Age is to place 7 to 8 farms, get out between 14 and 20 villagers, and get to Feudal Age as quickly as possible. In Feudal Age, you build a market, sell your wood, get some gold, maybe buy some food and stone, and then get to Castle Age. So Barbozo here is Celts as well. I'm going to go a little faster on the introductions. Sleepless Sloth is Aztecs. I call him Sleepy, so that's what you're going to call him for the rest of the game. Coke Diet, we just call him Coke. He's in gray as Slavs. And James is Persians with green. And like I said, Shania Twain, the only cannoneer in the game. Cannoneers are generally better than everyone else, so expect Shania to be top scorer and to go on a murderous rampage.
And Shania's already up with it's like the first up and getting ready to go to already the castle, it looks like.
Shania's just hitting castle, 9 minutes flat. The next closest player is Coke, who just clicked up to castle. So let's talk about some civs. I feel out of all of these civs, the strongest here would be Ethiopians, but they're also being played by one of the 2 weakest players in the game. Prophet and Vegeta are the 2 weakest in the game, and it is pretty bad that they're on the same team. But at least they are on the same side, so that's going to be a very that side's going to be tough to hold. Celts are always a solid pick with their fast shooting siege and their extra ability to woodcut in Dark Age and Feudal Age. They make some good bases. Aztecs, that's always an interesting pick. Garland Wars is good, but the majority of the fighting is done with siege, and Celt, Ethiopian, and Slav siege is better. Slavs because it's cheaper, Celts because they shoot faster, and Ethiopians because of portioning. Aztecs also don't get halberdier, which is one of the main offensive melee units used. Slavs is my personal favorite with their farming bonus and their cheap siege.
And on the right side of the map, we're gonna have Slavs going up against Persians. It's a pretty good matchup, but you gotta like the Slavs in that 1v1.
I do.
Even though James is also a very strong player, but Shania is likely gonna have the run of the right side once they get past Green and James.
James tends to be a bit of a boomer. He's usually a little late to Imperial Age, which will give Shania, who is very good at rushing. And when I say rushing, I'm talking about fighting between 25 and 30 minutes, because that's a rush on these nothing maps, and sitting at 13 minutes, we have quite a ways to go before any fighting.
And you can see with Shania, she's already got close water. She'll get to it in a few minutes, but she's already set up, houses for 50 almost. She's gonna pump out food, and she's gonna have a real fast start, even better than normal. Not much water for the Persians. They're gonna need to get a lot of food going for those elephants.
Oh, you're cutting in and out a little bit. But yes, as Zenith was saying, early water is extreme advantage. You can, most players are only going to be able to put up like 12 to 15 farms, but you could set up like 30 fishing ships, get your eco going. Major advantage if you hit early water in Castle Age like you do. My question is why he hasn't sent any villagers in to build docks yet. I would have put 2-3 villagers to build docks immediately. And he's got the wood. He's got 6,000 wood, so he has plenty of wood to build ships with. But I don't know, maybe.
And he's got a lot of pop space too. They're putting up 4 more houses. They'll be at 75. Only 38 pop right now.
Maybe he feels like he doesn't need it.
There they go.
Oh, okay. Maybe he just didn't see it or was focused on something else. So we're just going to look at an overall villager count. As I expected, Vegeta is one of the lowest.
I know.
Vegeta normally is pretty low on pop.
And funnily, Bobozo too goes slow in the beginning. I don't know why. He always lets his pop lag a bit in the beginning. He still only has 2 town centers.
Is he the only person in the game with only 2 town centers?
Yeah, maybe. Although Vegeta sometimes forgets. Yeah, even right now. Oh no, he has 3 up. That's good.
Alright, so Coke is an imp. First person imp at 18 minutes. That's a really fast imp time.
He's cutting to James already. Smart.
So
just to sort of, as his pocket, to get connected and get to that food, there's double lake there.
So if you look at the difference between the 2 Slav players, Coke is housed at 65, Shania has 76, and he's on the way to imp as well. He also has his mangonels out. He's going to research Onager as soon as he gets there. Yep, there's the Onager upgrade coming in. He's getting fishing ships out.
85 villagers, 83 villagers, no sign of going imp yet. No space for siege or monastery. It's interesting. Yeah. You're right. He is definitely taking his time. But if Coke can get to these lakes and start slinging food to Green, that'll help hold off Shania.
So Coke has 12 farms. Coke does not have an eco where he can sling and keep himself producing.
I'm surprised that Shania only has 2 docks up. Usually 4, sometimes even 5 on those lakes to just maximize.
I think I could have fit 5 on there, but I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to focus on his attack.
James is definitely keeping the econ going, but no military. Hasn't even fully focused on cutting into that little pocket with the double stone.
So Coke is halfway to James. A little over halfway.
Docks as well. Coke could get almost 50 fishing ships in there, and just sort of that could be the food source for the whole right side.
And population's at 400, so when it's 400 population, I like to go between 80 and 90 on food. Yep, there he's putting up some docks. I see 3 docks in one pond, and he's starting to place docks in the other pond. So give him like 10 minutes to get his fishing ships out, and he's going to be swimming in food. And Slavs, they do need houses, but they have a house bonus where all their military buildings give them 5 population space. So normally I don't build a ton of houses, I just get to the flank, or I start cutting towards my opponent and just build a ton of barracks.
Score-wise, still pretty close. Bobozo's caught up really quickly, as he often does. He booms. Looks like Prophet still isn't also maximizing his forward pocket with stone and gold.
I think
throwing in a town center.
Bozo's only top-ish score on his team because he's got 16,000 wood. He still only has 62 population. He just put up a 3rd town center. He's on his way to put a 4th. Sleepless is cutting to him. Vegeta's an imp. His pocket's an imp. But those two just aren't known for quick attack. I mean, look how close they are. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're 12 tiles of bamboo away from each other right now with their pockets and cutting wood. If one of them put up an outpost, they would surely be able to see the other one.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Bobozo sort of in the backside of the yellow base in Prophet space and create some havoc with a sort of a midpoint attack.
So if you look at
Shania is smart though. She's using the right flank. She's just gonna. I think James is gonna be in trouble in a minute. Got 2 castles up, but Shania's got 5 barracks, 2 castles, space for more.
Vegeta's on his way to Prophet, but he didn't cut into the lake. Oh, so if you look at Fog of War, you can, as a yellow at Prophet, you can see just enough. You can see where Bobozo just started cutting into his point of view. So he needs to notice that, and he needs to start putting up production buildings immediately, or else Bobozo is going to steamroll him. Although Bobozo is just expanding for eco right now, and he doesn't know he's that close. So
Shania's got 20 military almost, and James has got nothing. The Q.
But Coke has connected. They've started trading.
Yeah. Here comes the attack, though.
James is hoping that Coke, with his unupgraded Slav siege onagers. Alright, so Shania just got his siege onager upgrade. James is fighting with villagers on the siege onagers that Shania had. He's already killed 2 of them with villagers.
Yeah, but he's already gone from 200 villagers to 170. He's got only 700 gold. Can't really build many. Just can't upgrade yet.
Shania tried to build a castle and it got denied instantly. That's a loss of 650 stone. But Shania has stone because it's bamboo nothing, so it's not a terrible loss. James is starting to produce trash bows. Gonna look back at the other side real quick. They are so close. They can surely see each other now. Fernando's putting up buildings. Vegeta's just getting to him. He needs to bring villagers to start producing at the front. Sleepless just got to Bobozo, so he's going to start building military buildings. Honestly, whoever attacks
Shania,
first is going to have a huge advantage on the bottom.
Shania hasn't put out much warriors or siege up front, just using only halberdiers to try and push back James. Maybe saving the siege.
I wouldn't have put up 2 castles there. I would have cut a wider path and made more barracks, and I would have flooded his base at 400 max pop with halberdiers.
Yeah.
But that's what I would have done. Shania's normally, and in most cases, better than me. And Ethan just got to Shania, so he's about to start sending in Persian elephants. So this is going to be interesting. Can Shania and Ethan kill James and Coke before Bobozo and Sleepless kill Prophet and Vegeta? Assuming they kill Prophet and Vegeta, because Bobozo's still mostly expanding for military. He has no military buildings up right now. If they need to cut and attack now. Sleepless has 2 military buildings. They're through. Alright, so I guess a castle does count.
Not using any cav.
Who's not using cav?
Shania could really be using some of their boyars to take out these trebs that are knocking down castles. I guess here come the Persian elephants. Shania lost another castle.
He's got one placed, but he can't even get to the base of it yet. Fighting has started on the bottom.
Yeah.
Bobozo's putting up castles. I thought Vegeta was doing the really smart thing and going for the houses. Going for the houses is an extremely underrated move on Force Nothing. Because, I mean, they can't fight you without population space, and if you knock out all their houses, they have no population space.
I'm surprised Ethan hasn't brought just a couple of villagers up to the front. Looks like he's trying to go up the middle. But sending it bar and a lot of wasted time in transit. He should just pop a couple of castles in James's base. James looks like he's going to really get pushed back.
Yes, James doesn't have a whole lot of eco left. If they get a couple elephants into that mill, or an onager up to those 2 docks, they're going to be in a world of trouble. And this is just what I was talking about on the bottom side. Not a whole lot of military, not a whole lot of houses. They're just a little slow and not really prepared to fight. So, really what they need to do right now is Yellow needs to take all of his villagers, get behind Red, and they need to wall, build Scorpions, siege onagers, and just find a way to defend until the other side can go and start killing Oak.
Yeah, and again, Vegeta's sending army all the way from the pocket and has no villagers up front to build some production buildings. Just the time. Yeah, Yellow's done for. Bobozo's just spamming Sleepless.
There go his villagers on his way to Red. This is just a tale of 2 sides.
Yes. But classic, I think.
So Vegeta needs to cut to Ethan, and Ethan needs to start helping on the bottom. Ethan...
Just power the screen against the elephants.
Oh, so a lot of the Scorpions just went down there in one shot. Shania needs to micro those Scorpions down. Honestly, Yellow's base is still alive, which is more than I expected. Those couple siege onagers that he had doing work.
Really needs some more traction.
Wow.
What's a good counter against those elite Wood Raiders? Just Cav?
I think Champions do pretty well. Scorpions. especially Ethiopian scorpions. Their bigger projectiles do a ton of damage. Alright, so Vegeta's doing this.
Yeah, and Barbosa's got like 10, 12 siege rams coming to just clear out yellow.
Okay, so Shania signaled the fishing ships for James, saying, hey, we gotta kill these.
Cut off the food supply.
James has built 2 town centers in Coke's area. Sleepless is through to Coke, and Coke has 48 trade carts that were idle up until now. It looks to me like they're going to open between Ethan and Vegeta. Might be a good move, might be a bad move. It'll be a good move if Ethan can help Vegeta stay alive and just hold. But it's going to be a bad move if they just steamroll through Vegeta and hit Ethan's base.
84 siege, just right into gray and green. I think they're pretty much done. Barbosa's got the second most siege with 47. Has already crushed yellow. Ethan's got 148 archers up. Our only 40 elephants, but really they're gonna run the table on the right.
Yeah, at this point they need a lot of trash bows to protect those elephants from halberdiers and Slav. Slav infantry is no joke with their Druzina upgrade. They start producing trample damage. It makes them very, very hard to fight.
Pop-wise, Shania's at 370, Ethan's at 400, everyone else is in the 200s.
Bozo's only at 200. Bozo's only at 200 with 300 max. Okay, Vegeta's base.
Bozo's got 1,700 gold in the bank.
All right, you're like really cutting in and out, really hard to hear sometimes.
Sorry, I'll stop.
Sorry. So, on the bottom, Vegeta's got 3 siege workshops. What he needs to do is get those heavy scorpions out into a choke point. Ooh, he's gonna be too late. Bozo has his Load Raiders in on Vegeta, and he's going straight for his eco. This is really gonna turn into a 2v2, except James and Coke are gonna relocate. Oh, Ethan and Shania have cut down from where they were fighting, and it looks like they're going to help out. Shania is really good at multitasking. Played a game last week where he was fighting on both sides. So look at that. Vegeta got his scorpions out. As long as he can keep those scorpions alive, they're going to stop that advance until they get siege onagers down to pick off those scorpions. Shania's got a bunch of siege onagers at the top. You got Ethan's elephants in front, Ethan's trash goes behind, trebuchets, halberdiers.
Perfect attack.
It's really hard to fight Persians with their elephants.
The Ethiopians got their area damage for siege.
James has his monks out. It's not a very popular play on Forest Nothing, but James does like his monks. And on the bottom, Vegeta has, I don't know, 45-ish scorpions, and they're just wiping the floor with the infantry that they're sending on the left side. As long as there's no siege onagers to pick off those scorpions, then Vegeta is safe. It's a very good choke point. And now with the Slav siege onagers and the Persian elephants coming on that side too, they're going to hold, and as long as they can hold there in that choke point, while Shania and Ethan push the top and into the left side, the Shania, Ethan, Vegeta, and Prophet team is definitely looking good. You see Sleepless making some barracks to try to help on the top, but Coke's base is essentially gone. All of his production buildings are gone. He has no houses. He's trying to relocate into Babozo's base. Okay, he's got some houses there. What's his max pop at? Coke's max pop is 180, which is not ideal, obviously, on a 400 population game. James already rebuilt once, and he's going to have to rebuild again soon. Sleepless has no production. 5. He has 5 production buildings between his base and Coke's base, which just got destroyed. So whenever you see your teammate...
He has 180 pop right now, so Babozo hasn't even maxed out his econ.
Yes, and whenever you see your teammate getting destroyed, the first thing you should do, other than stream halberdiers or something into their base, just provide trash to help delay. What you need to do is you need to cut a circle in your base, and you need to just put like 15 production buildings. Give yourself a fighting chance, because if you don't get production buildings up, there's no way to stop their snowball. He's got 3 siege workshops and 4 barracks. What are you going to do against that army with a couple siege workshops?
Pushing now back. Yeah. Ethan put a couple of castles in Persian. Just going to move in.
Okay, not entirely sure what she said there. But they need to take those rams and hit those 3 barracks, and after that they've killed everything, and there'll be nothing behind them, and they just keep pushing. So at this point I'd say the map is about 60-65% for the right team, and the rest is for the left, and the left team is being pushed. The left team is being pushed hard.
Blue elephants on the front lines on both sides.
Yes, this is not looking good. But like I said, Shania is one of the best, very, very strong player. Ethan also one of the best in the clan. Babozo, Coke, and James are also very, very good. It's just James was booming whenever Shania hit him, and it's never a good idea to be caught in a boom.
Especially on the flank.
Yes, flank players should not take as long booming. Now, if they had been reversed, where Coke was 18-minute imp, and he was a flank, he could have gotten himself prepared for a fight. But whenever you're a pocket, you have to get to your teammate, start producing buildings, while managing your eco. It's much, much harder to fight as a pocket than it is as a flank. That's why I prefer playing as a flank player.
Yeah, but Vegeta really is just following along with these blue elephants to push Babozo and Sleepless back.
If Vegeta can keep those scorpions behind the elephants, there's nothing that they can do to kill those elephants. And as long as they can use the elephants to take out those siege onagers, it's just like, you protect me, I'll protect you. It looks like they've kind of stalled their push on the top, mostly because they're trying to push really hard on the bottom.
I'm not seeing much trade, although looks like Shania put up some new markets.
Sleepy's at 170, Ethan's at 400, Babozo's at 160, James is at 150, Prophet's capped at 130. Vegeta's at 220. See, Vegeta never has enough economy. When you have a 400 player or 400 population game, you want to have 200 to 250 villagers. And he does
Yeah,
not have
especially in
enough
the
to keep his
pocket.
production going.
Yeah, especially from the pocket, you should be able to really sling if you need to your flanks.
And Shania doing basically what I do, except I think he killed more villagers than I would have. I'd still have at least 180. And he has about half of the people on food that I would have. He also has next to no trade. So whenever the games go longer, obviously you want to have some trade. The amount of elephants they have on the bottom is just ridiculous right now. Coke's brand new stack of houses is about to get leveled.
There goes Babozo's siege.
They should be calling this soon. They're about into Babozo's base. They're holding the top at Sleepless's base. So
Most of
basically,
Babozo's siege onagers are dead.
it's 2 versus 4 right now in terms of bases. Well, I guess 2 versus 3. Shania's team did lose Prophet's base, but Babozo's team lost James's base, Coke's base, and they're about to hit his base. Let's see, what does Babozo have? He still only has 310 max pop, 100 villagers, 20 total military. I don't think this game's going to go much longer. Babozo's a good player, he just needs to maximize his economy and his military output. It does look like Vegeta lost a lot of his scorpions. I don't see like any scorpions. There we go. Sleepless resigns.
Babozo resigns.
And that's the game. So if you look at the map, the reason why the push kind of stalled at the front on the top was because they just didn't have a lot of production buildings to keep their push going. And then at the bottom, they didn't build production buildings when they were trying to push the bottom. They thought, hey, we're going to walk these 30 Woad Raiders and 60 champions into Vegeta's base, and that's going to be it. They didn't expect the 30 Scorpions, which I would have. You gotta expect Scorpions with Celts. And they didn't expect the Elephant and Siege and the Siege Onager backup that Shania and Ethan provided. Overall, it was a very entertaining game. I expected more of a push on the bottom. I kind of expected Vegeta's base to be destroyed as well. But let's look at the statistics. Only one player killed more than 1,000, and it was Shania who killed 2,500.
Oh my god.
James didn't achieve his goal of most units lost. Shania had most food, Ethan had most wood. Shania collected 25,000 stone, which is crazy. Shania, 8-minute, 58-second castle time. That's a really, really strong castle time.
I'm glad he's knocking the rust off.
Shania put up 21 castles. Again, crazy.
Oh my god, amazing.
So there's only 2 people who went above 200 population. Ethan and Shania.
Only 2 people went above 200. What?
James probably would have, but you guys started attacking him while he was still booming. Anyway.
It sucks to have his...
Where do you see total population at?
Good game, everyone.
There's no total. That's on the bottom of the graph.